Right, hello everybody. Solid workout today, just at our U2 training pace. Anybody that is unfamiliar with U2 or UT2, depending on T2, depending on, I guess, the country or your coach or your physiologist, training for good intensity is 80% of max heart rate. Okay, there's a lot of data and a lot of stuff around that basically says if you can train at 80%, and you can get the fitness at that 80%, you can increase your power, your aerobic base, and that intensity is obviously easier to step up further and further and further into your UT1 or T1, whatever you want to call it, U1. And that in turn makes it, if you can do it nice here, we can step up, get up to that 90% area for that UT1, and we'll get good speed at that. So if you can get really good speed at this, then it's another step up to that, and then ultimately it's another step up to your anaerobic threshold, which is your sort of PB area, your max pressure type of bizzo. So that's what we're doing. I encourage you a lot, if you can, use heart rate. Awesome. Watches are not the greatest, okay? Believe it or not. You really do need to be wearing a strap. I'm probably trying to get hold of one myself to get back into it a little bit more, just because they're just not accurate enough. The ones on your chest, they're measuring the impulse, they're measuring the electric impulse outpulse of your heart, and that's what gives the heart rate. Whereas a watch, it's trying to do a little bit with the pulse on your wrist, or even looking infraredly down into a few of the veins and trying to create it there. So it's not as accurate as it could be as a strap and a proper, I guess, like a Polar or a Garmin sort of heart rate would be. But yeah, if you are using them, awesome. That, yeah, as I say, that 80% range is like this magical number that you'll probably find everyone around the world is working towards trying to hit. Now, ultimately, yeah, we want to sit around that 80%. It's okay to go plus or minus a little bit, and ultimately plus is better, not massively plus. So let's use round numbers here again. If 190 odd is your maximum heart rate, then ultimately you're going to be sitting around sort of 150 to 155 or whatever. If you start pushing up to 160, that's fine. If you start getting up to sort of 165, 170, take a few deep breaths, maybe drop it back a couple of points, because it's okay once or twice, but if we continuously do training at that level when we're not supposed to be, that's when you get a little bit fatigued, or you start to feel a bit flat, and you won't get the aerobic benefits from it. So it's about figuring out where this is. Now, there's a huge amount of ways. I probably don't have enough time to describe it now. There's a huge amount of ways to get that. There's lactate tests. But yeah, if you sort of roughly give or take know how to get to your max heart rate, it's basically just a building test, to be fair. We just do like minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off. Just go harder and harder and harder each one, and you'll pretty soon, near the end of it, you'll find out what your max is. Yeah, so everyone's completely different. Mine's quite high. When we were running the pair, Bondi's was pretty low. His max was only 180, so he was always training sort of 140 or 45s. And my max was 200 plus, and I was training 160s, so 165. So that's where we get to. So today's session is really just trying to push to that 80% intensity. And I implore, anyone that's trying to aim for, say, a 2K, or to do really well in that sort of stuff, you need to be doing all your training stuff at 80%, okay? And that's really just the secret behind it that I think most people will tell you to do. And whatever splits come to around that area, you'll start to find it. And this is where I'll cover it now anyway. If you do a lactate test, so basically what you do is they take blood out of your ear in a lactate test, and you just do 4 minutes, 4 minute on, 1 minute off, and you just start. We used to start about 190 watts, and you go at 30 watt increments every time. And so it would be sort of 8 to 10 times you go up, and basically you take the blood out of urea, and when you hit 2 millimoles in lactate, that's the power that you can produce, and you check what heart rate is at that time, and generally that heart rate will be at your 80%. Okay, that's basically how it works. And so from that point onwards, you know that, okay, at 80% heart rate, round numbers here again, I'm hitting 155 split at 2 millimoles. So you go, awesome. That's my training pace. So you want to hit 155s if you don't have your heart rate on, 155s, and you'll be in your proper U2 training zone. If you don't have the heart rate on, then you know that you're probably aiming for around 155s, and you just got to chug along at that. Okay, so probably talk about a little bit about that later on. But if you have use of a physiologist, awesome. Maybe talk to them about it. Maybe talk to your coach, whatever. Give it a whirl. You might do something quite similar. I have no idea. So have a think about it. Have a research, to be fair. But today, let's just get stuck into this. 2 20-minute pieces. I have gone down to 18, even though I'm not a big fan of 18, but if we do it properly, it's fine. So we're just going to break this up. We break it up, and we don't have much rest in between. The way to get through these long periods is ultimately to not rest, but we are going to rest because I like you guys, and I want you to keep following me and go, I don't really want to do an hour with Eric on the machine in one go because it sucks. But yeah, for this 40 minutes, we just do 10 minutes at 18, 10 minutes at 20, and then we have 60 seconds. Quick drink, dry your hands, wipe your face, boom, into it again, 10 minutes at 20, 10 minutes at 22 to finish it off. Okay, so we'll get a good we'll just get a good push all the way through. Okay, so we're looking at for intensity at this 18. Now, while we're going along, we'll talk about it a little bit, but the whole reason why I sort of don't like 18 is we start getting into a real muscly, just more powerful, and you tend to lose your form a little bit. Whereas the 20 is just enough to keep the flywheel ticking over, that it's not heavy. You can just sort of tap along the top of the flywheel. Instead of 18, you're looking at your numbers and you're like, oh, I want to get some more. I want to be quicker. I want to go faster. I want to go faster. And you ultimately just start pulling, or you start trying to really lean back. We sort of want to go between this 11 and 1, situation. So what are you guys looking at? So 1 and 11. If we start getting back towards 10 o'clock, we're way back. Okay, and there is a little bit of benefit to that, but not a lot. Ultimately, yeah, the longer you hold on to the stroke, the more watts you create underneath the force curve, etc., etc. But we don't want to do too much like that. We don't. There are some programs that lean way the hell back, and okay, it's just what people do. But we're going in between here. We're trying to do for everybody. So people that have only just started doing the row machine, and ultimately some people that have been on it for a long time. We just want to find that good space for you, okay? And if it is leaning back a little bit further, if that's what makes you comfortable, that's fine. It does, and it can affect rating at certain points. So yeah, but let's just focus this 18 to start with, where we want to get a good push. We've got to think about the front turn. We've got to think about the hang, and really make sure we're doing that well, because it will start to die a little bit more. That 2 points in rate, you don't think it's much, but yeah, it does die quite a lot more. And then ultimately your splits, you'll be looking at them going, crikey, that's not as good as what I think I could be doing. And so it's about focusing on those as well. And then you'll notice when you get to that 20, it'll free it up, and you'll be like, wow, I've just dropped a couple of splits really easily. But this is all about good intent. We're going to get a good sweat on. We're going to be pretty puffed. Well, we're going to know we've done a workout after this. So, yep. Right, well, I did a warm-up before, and I think I've lost that all, but never mind. We will be fine. We will be absolutely fine when we get into it. So, just click into your select workout. I'm just going to make sure that my erg data is going. Yes. Right. Select workout, new workout. We'll just do an interval. Time, 20 minutes. Take that one down. And then, as I say, 1 minute at rest in between. 1 minute rest in between, and we are away laughing all the way to the bank. We're filling our bank, our fitness bank. Right, okay. So looking for a good rhythm at this 18. We'll focus the front, we'll focus the back a little bit more. We'll talk about it on the way through. Good form and rhythm. And my boy's been climbing over my machine, and he's got a bit of dust, a bit of dirty feet on it. That's better. Clean your erg. It sounds so much better when it's running free. Right, here we go. 18 rate. First 20 minutes. Here we go. Ready? Go. The other part that we don't want to do is sit too much at the back. Still want to be moving out. And then that one speed into the front. So within 3 or 4 minutes, we want to know that the heart rate's starting to come up. So even though we're doing 40 minutes, sometimes it's easy to think, oh, I'll warm up while I'm doing the piece. It still takes 3, 4, 5 minutes. So all of a sudden, 40 minutes of work becomes 36. When we're looking for marginal gains, you just lost some. So at this 18, you should feel a lot more time on the drive. Just because the flywheel's slowing, it's not quite a power stroke. But you will notice it takes a bit more to get that flywheel running. So let's focus that roll around the front. The long arms. Feel the hang. Feel it on both feet. When we drive away, legs, driving the body.
The other part with 18, you will probably feel it a little bit stronger into the body. Still don't want to be thumping it in, but you will probably feel like you're carrying it right to the chest. Good hang. Feel that seat coming up underneath. This does give us the time to feel that we're starting to drive with the legs, holding the position. So keep focusing. So seat, the stretch. Coming up underneath the elastic link. Good. Long arms. Nice and smooth. Sitting back through the drive. Good. Really good chance to just leave the hands out and just push away from them. They'll come back through. Nice. So in a nice rhythm. Change in direction. Smooth around the back. Nice. Feeling the core. So just freeing it up to 20. Now, should notice that a bit more easy around the front. Just because the flywheel is not dying as much. So breathe into a rhythm. Good flow. Long arms. Tall. Good. Should be in a good zone. Good continuous push. Sit back. Not looking for a massive peak. Like a suspended hang. Holding the body position. That initial part. In the back starts to come. Open it up from the hips. Good. Nice and smooth. Feel a bit of stretch off the back. Then set forward. Don't want to be too rigid. Good. Breathing. Feeling the control. Work. Rest. That's how we can get the intensity. And the speed. Working the drive. Relax. Good. Good flow. Hands around the back. No effort. They want to go back. Tap it along. Find your groove. Work with it. Good. Good carry. Around the front again. Leave the arms out. Push away from them. Feel the connect. Legs lower back. Arms feel like they're out of the socket. Under the armpits. Forget about them. They'll come. Come with the swing. Good. Nice. Good flow. Breathing. We're going to be able to come back onto this after our minute break. This is our zone. Good. Nice. Feel the hang. Front. Good. So nice rhythm. Hope you got into a good zone there. Metronome. Tick, tock. Tick, tock. You know, it's what we want to feel. We don't want to start feeling, shit, I'm stuck, I'll be able to go quicker, or, you know, yes, if you are working on things like that may happen. Don't worry too much, you know, if you're all of a sudden looking and you're on 21, just, okay, what do I need to control it? A little bit more patience, a little bit more thinking about the speed forward. Same if it creeps down to like 19. Do I need to move? So, not enough time to get the heart rates down too much. Ready? So 10 at 20. Now. So feel the stretch. Feel the hang. Good. Yeah, feel the rhythm. Flow into the front. Change in direction. Feel the length. Elastic. Good. Back on the groove. Hands. Feel them around with the core. Draw us forward. And then one speed. Nice. Now think of the compression and that pushing away before we get right to the front. That compressive energy. Feel the ankles. Flex. That'll help keep the body forward and not sit too upright with the seat coming up to the ankles. Good. Momentum. Feeling the legs. Should know you've done some work by now. Breathe. Get the oxygen back. Switch them off. There, so they're loose. Relax the knees. Soft knee break. Pendulum. Good. Make sure we're doing that work through the middle. Is where we'll get the maximum force. That's where the legs and the back are at its max hold. So get the connection. And just think about sitting back. Good. A long hang. Breathing. Good. Good carry. Hang. Good. Nice work, guys. I've got a good sweat on. I'm looking for rhythm. Natural flow. Feel the rhythm. Tall. Hang. Long stroke. Legs, body. tall, breathing. Loose legs on the recovery. Then they press away, push the body away. Good. Tall. Nice and tall. Composed. Good. So this change up, try to do it with minimal heart rate gain. So it's just a little bit more easy speed with the hands and acceleration. There we go. Now, good. Speed will come naturally. So you should feel even less powerful and just more accelerated. Good. Hang. Handle just brush the body. Accelerated swing. Good. Breathe. So loosen the cells out. Good. Body swing. Off the legs. Feel the legs. Around the front. Hands. Around the back. Good. Breathe. Sit tall. Less is more. Good flow. Nice. Going well, team. Relaxed rhythm. Good. Hands come to us. Yeah, with the drive. Tall. Breathe. Light and quick. Doing it efficiently. Self-check everywhere. Good breathing. Hang. Focus the breath. Tall. Less power. More acceleration. Hang. Leg speed. Back speed. Good. Nice. Good carry. Yeah, good push. Legs. Hang. Good. Leave the arms out long. Hang in there. Yeah, good carry. So relax the face, relax the arms, keep the flow. Elastic length. Hang what you've got to the finish. Good workout. Nice. Hand speed with me. Around and out. Just brush the body with the swing and the draw. Around the front. Push away. Before it gets there, have that feeling. Lats. Good. Nice workout, team. Great work. Stop and take your heart rate now if you don't have a watch. Just let it click over in this gap. It still says 1 minute, even though we'll reset it shortly. Ran over a bug. So in that 22, we're already pushing our zone. So what we actually do is we go away from being quite powerful in zone at 18 to having good rhythm. That 20, it's just nice. Probably, I still think it is like the best rate. Just reset your machine if you actually haven't done it. And then 22 is a little bit quicker again. And so we effectively wipe off, 10, 15 watts a stroke, but because we're doing 2 more strokes per minute, we go faster, obviously. So that's a good way to think about that there, especially there, because it's easy to go, oh yeah, I made a, 2 or 3, change up 3 or 4, whatever it was from the 18 to the 20, and then I'll do the same to the 22. But what we were trying to do is look for the difference in the workout between powerful and then moving just a bit quicker, and it's only 4 points in rate, but you should have really noticed the difference. Like if you went back and if we chopped it back to 18 towards the end, which we can do pyramids, and we probably will do pyramids where we go 2 minutes at each, 18, 20, 22, 20, 18, 20, all the way up. That's really where you start to feel the difference between the power and the speed. So great workout, guys. Really good sweat on, and that's what we're looking for. So 80% intensity. Do a little bit of research if you're new to this around training zones. This is a real fitness. This is an aerobic building training zone. Okay. So basically, when you're sitting at that, and we've done that time that we did today, you've just got fitter, okay? Whatever minute amount it could be, or it could be a big amount if you're pretty unfit, you've just got fitter, okay? Right then, right now, that 40 minutes was well worth your time. And sorry all the blabbering at the start, because it would have been about 50 plus. But yeah, that's perfect. This sort of thing, you just got to keep looking for those 80% intensities, and over time, whatever numbers, let's say you were doing here, before the break, if we go 6 months down the track, that's going to be so much faster. I reckon 2, 3 maybe splits faster consistently, and you'll be holding there at the same intensity that you're working today, so you're going faster, okay? And so what that does is if you go, okay, that's 3 seconds over per 500 meter split, that could be 12 seconds off your 2K PB, okay? And it does. That's the sort of thing that does actually help. So good workout today. Really, really solid. I liked it. And, in the future, we could do that without any rest. One of those is good without any rest. Only reason I put that 60 seconds, literally just a mental break, okay? Because We're looking for quality. We want quantity, but we need quality. You know, and that little break, 60 seconds, you know, like, is just enough. Okay, so the heart rate will just come down a bit. You can wipe your face, you can wipe the erg. If you need to run and take a slash, you know, do that, but we're not mucking around. We're straight back onto it. We've had a quick drink and we're going again. So it just keeps the heart rate turning over, you know, it keeps it up there, because that's where you get the benefit from. You know, if we had dropped down, as I said right at the start, you know, if you don't really warm up, you know, you do need to do 3 or 4 minutes to get it up. And then we only need to spend 2 minutes here getting it worked up. And if we drop that heart rate down, if we had 5 minutes rest in here, and then we did this again, this is going to take us another 5 minutes to get it back up again. So instead of doing 40 minutes of workout, we're only going to be doing like 25, 26, you know. So we've just wasted it. That's where I talk about the quality. So just enough, mental break. You know, sometimes you need longer. If it's a big, longer session, 2 minutes, okay? But not too long, because the longer you spend at it, you get back on and you're like, oh, the body's tired. I've cooled down a little bit. You know, if I had to do it now after having a couple of minutes off here, 5 minutes off here, I'd find it tough, okay? So that's the idea around that little bit of rest, but keep it fresh. 40 minutes. Great work, guys. Bloody awesome. Right, keep it going. Keep subscribing, send some more. As I say, got good stuff in the pipeline. So let's keep training together. I'm going to start doing a little bit more functional programming that I'll do. Trying to do probably 2 ergs a day so I can get a mixture of fitness to goal stuff. Okay. Awesome. Right, let's keep it going. Keep the comments coming. Answer what I can. Cheers, team.